What's up, mixed reactions? It is the 76th episode. It is Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. Very special episode for the first time. You guys got to tell me since when. I believe since it was
2002.
2002,
Oh,
Maine won the Hockey
2004,
East
2004,
tournament,
2004, 2004. Oh, 04.
defeating
21
Northeastern,
years.
defeating Northeastern in the semifinals, and then going on to beat UConn, who's been a particular thorn in you all's side this season. I'm just gonna just pass it to Justin first, because he's we all you guys both watch the games like shit, but Justin every single game this whole season. You watched a few Celtics games. You guys are both massive fans, but I'll pass it to Justin first. How does it feel?
Being a student, being in that environment, this has been a long time coming. I mean, I got to the university the year after Gustav Nyquist left for the pros. So I was there at the end of the Tim Whitehead era and the Red Gendron era, where it was just god awful.
If you got there, if you got there at the when Gustav left, that means
the
your
year
first
after
year.
the year after he left.
So that'd have been 2011. They still had a good year. Or were you? That was when they had Spencer Abbott, Brian Flynn, Joey Diamond.
That was the year after Spencer Abbott. I got there.
Okay. So you got two years after Gustav left. Then
Okay. I thought it was the year before, but yeah, 2 years after he left.
Okay.
It was bad, very bad, very very bad.
Yep.
This felt like a World Series win in some regards.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, it's not the big, beautiful championship trophy that we're gunning for now, but this feels good. This feels really good.
Yeah, no, it does. You're 100% right. This feels like it almost feels like the thorn, so to speak, has been pulled out of our side from UConn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've been such a hassle for us for these past few years. It seemed like the one hill that Ben Barr couldn't climb was defeating UConn. And not only beating them in a championship round game, but thoroughly dominating from puck drop till the last buzzer is something that you can only wish to happen. And to see it come to fruition in that style of a game was beautiful. From Josh Nadeau just weaving his way through
that
traffic.
Was beautiful. I saw that.
Beautiful night. There are so many great moments of that game. And as it was said so beautifully on Nesson, the Bears are hibernating no longer.
And last time we talked, this was before the semifinal against Northeastern. So we both, Casey and I, and I'm pretty sure you did say it as well, Ian, we expected Maine to run over Northeastern. No, that didn't happen. That went to the second longest game in Hockey East history of the double overtime. For note, the longest Hockey East game in Hockey East history was the last time we had won the championship against UMass 21 years ago. In triple overtime in that game. However, I expected to run the Northeastern to get run over. They stood on their heads. Hats off to Northeastern. Cameron Whitehead, 60 plus saves. The guy did everything he could except win that game.
100%.
And we threw 137 shots at him. 62 of them were shots on goal, and he stopped. We had 60 shots on goal that weren't in, that didn't go in, and they had 40 some on blocks. I mean, Northeastern sacrificed everything they could to stay in that game.
Yes, they did. Yes, they absolutely did. All the credit in the world to Northeastern for that game. Like you said, Cameron Whitehead stood on his head a lot of that game. They played an absolutely phenomenal game. Not to mention, shout out, I don't remember his name, that kid from Maine that plays on Northeastern that actually scored a goal in that game.
Aiden Moore, I think his name was.
I believe you're right.
Or Alex Moore, something like that.
Something of that nature. Yeah, shout out to him. Obviously, shout out to Charlie Russell for that absolutely gorgeous pass off the brace in the net, game over on to UConn, and then we know what happens from there. But I want to say something that I said to you guys during that game too. I'm proud and I'm happy, but that's not the tournament that matters.
No, it's not.
This could all be for naught if they do not come to play on Friday. They have a tough matchup.
And you guys won the Hockey East regular season too. I think it's safe to say
we didn't win the regular season. We didn't win the regular season. We were the 2 seed in the regular season, but we won the tournament.
You guys were the 1 seed in the tournament. Oh, you were the top seed in the tournament. But number 2 in Hockey East, it's safe to say Maine's back. I don't think there's any quarrels.
Oh no, 6 out of 11 Hockey East teams are in the NCAA tournament right now.
That's insane.
Speaking of the NCAA tournament, boys, what do you say we get into a little bit of bracket picking for some college hockey?
Let's do it.
Let's do this almost. I got it pulled up here too. It doesn't matter.
Cool.
We can do it a little bit NFL style if you guys want to do it that way. How we do our NFL picks.
Yes, sir.
I'm good with that.
Let me go
for the first game. We have the number 1 seed Boston College against Bentley, and I'm rolling with BC in a wallop, to be honest.
I've got BC by 2 goals, but Bentley is not a pushover.
No, but you'll see my point on this as this list progresses. I think BC is just a different breed.
Oh yeah, I don't expect Bentley to really. Bentley may give them a push in the first period, but then BC's going to run them over in the second and third. That's the biggest chance I really give Bentley. Really,
yeah.
They'll make their appearance. They'll make a little bit of a showing, but then BC will realize it's BC. Let's go.
What you got, Ian?
Hold on. Give me about 40 seconds, fellas. I'm just pulling up the thing. Just make it a little. You said Boston College versus. You guys both have BC, correct?
Yep. Boston College is Bentley. Yeah, Boston College and Bentley, BC for sure.
Yeah, definitely BC.
Hold on, give me one.
And then the second Manchester game is interesting.
Very interesting, actually.
It's interesting because you got 2 former champions in that game. One the defending champion.
We still got to get Ian's pick.
Oh, sorry, Boston College. My apologies.
Thank you.
You're fine.
But game two in Manchester is Providence and Denver.
I'm rolling with the champs. I'm gonna roll with the champs in that one. I'm going with Denver.
Yeah, I got Denver too, but I think that one could go to overtime, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's not a game where I'm confidently picking Denver. That can go either way. Remember you guys in the beginning of the year when Denver seemed like the powerhouse juggernaut that was beating everyone by 4 to 5 goals? They've slowed down significantly. Obviously, they're one of the best teams in the country. They deserve to be in this tournament, but they don't look like the juggernaut they did in November and December.
They're not the juggernaut. Let's just be honest. They're not.
Yeah.
They came back down to earth. Now they I think they ended, I want to say 6th overall, maybe 7th overall.
Oh yeah, no, they're a legitimate threat.
They're a very respectable team, but they're not the overwhelming powerhouse that they were last year or the year before.
No, they're not. But Ian's going Providence. You and I are going Denver. So next game, fellas, we have Western Michigan against Minnesota State. I'm going Western Michigan.
See, in this case, I've got the upset. I've got the defense wins championships, Minnesota State upsetting Western Michigan.
Okay.
Western Michigan has the best offense in college hockey this year, but Minnesota State's got the best defense.
Yeah.
I'll take defense over offense in this case.
And then Casey said Western Michigan, correct?
Yeah, I'm going Western Michigan.
Yeah, they've been in the top seed. This is gonna just be one of those things, man, where I'm just have the best bracket, even though you guys know way more about it. I got Western Michigan.
Western Michigan.
Not a bad. It's not a bad pick, but I'm going. That's my upset pick.
It's not a bad pick at all. And then we have Minnesota against Massachusetts. So a Big Ten team versus a Hockey East team. I'm going Massachusetts.
I got Minnesota, but like the Providence Denver game, I feel that one can go either way.
Yeah, same.
I got Minnesota as well. We all got Minnesota, correct?
I have
no.
Okay, for sure.
Case just got UMass.
Good deal. What's next? That was the Fargo regional. What we got?
That's Fargo. Yep. Now we're going to Toledo.
And we have Michigan State against Cornell. I'm going Michigan State.
Red. I got Michigan State, but don't sleep on the Ivy League Cornell. Don't sleep on them.
Yeah, we saw what happened
They're
to Maine
big and
last
physical. They're big and physical. They hit hard. Do not fall into the trap and play their game.
You saw what happened to the Black
We
Bears
did last year. We slept on them, and they kicked our asses.
100%.
Yeah, and I think I also agree. Don't sleep on them, especially when you have a team that's so big and physical, and really when it comes to setting the tone early. If you let a team like that, I mean, because Maine had a 1-0 lead in that game, and then Cornell was just able to grind away. And Maine looked tired by the end of that one, but I got Michigan State. Is that what
they got tired? Maine looked tired by the end of by midway through the second period. Cornell warmed down.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though Justin and I were talking, we both believe if Alvin Boyer was in net that night, Maine would have won the game. But
yeah.
The next guys, we have another Hockey East team versus another Big Ten team. We have Boston University going against Ohio State. I'm rolling with Hockey East, boys. Give me BU.
I got BU as well. Did Ohio State lost the Big Ten championship? Did they not?
They did in overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, I got BU. I think BU is kind of needing to pick me up game after getting punked by UConn.
Yeah, I agree.
So I've got BU in this one.
I've got BU as well. Granted, they're not the same team. For a lot of the years, it looks like they have been the same team they were last year. But hopefully for them, they find their stride at the right time. So I got Boston as well.
Then we have the University of Connecticut against Quinnipiac, and we're on to Allentown now, fellas. We are on to Allentown. We got UConn and Quinnipiac. Give me Quinnipiac. I think UConn. Ooh. I think UConn is a good team. They obviously are making their mark on college hockey, but as of right now, I feel like the last game that they played, I don't want to say demoralizes them, but I don't know if they're going to be up and ready for this. I got Quinnipiac. They're a championship breed school for college hockey.
Yeah, I can. Again, this is another one I can see going either way. I'll take Quinnipiac, and my reasoning is this is UConn's first ever NCAA tournament appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they're going to be a little wide-eyed and not quite ready for the big stage. This big stage. Yep.
I agree.
Oh, wow. I almost had Justin penciled in for UConn, so you guys are both going with Quinnipiac.
Yep.
Wow. I got UConn.
You got UConn? And for the last game on this side, boys, we have the University of Maine Black Bears going against technically the home team, unfortunately, Penn State. And Ian, we're going to start with you on this one.
I got Maine.
I'm going with Penn State. No, I'm just kidding. I got Maine.
The color drained out of my face. The little bit that there is. There ain't zero color except for the 5 o'clock shadow. Justin, I'm guessing that you're going with Penn State.
He's black.
Pennsd sucks. Penn State sucks. Go Maine.
They're gonna make you a reel if Maine loses this game of puck. But so one thing I thought was gonna be fun. I mean, like I said, it's not too big of a. Why don't you say we move on to the next round?
Let's go with it. Let's go.
Next round.
So that puts the Manchester Elite Eight, Boston College. Well, we're not unanimous, so we have Boston College.
So we're gonna go through each of our. We'll just go you, Casey, and me all the way through the finals.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Cool.
So give me about 2 seconds. Let me just. Yeah, you know what? You're good. Go ahead. You're good.
Okay. So for the Manchester Elite Eight, I've got BC going against Denver. I got BC going through.
Same.
Good.
For Fargo, I've got Minnesota State, Minnesota. I'd have Minnesota going through.
For sure.
That's the one I think Minnesota State slips.
See, I'd have Western Michigan versus Mass, and I have Western Michigan going through.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, what you got next, Justin?
Toledo Elite Eight, Michigan State, BU, Michigan State.
Same.
And then Maine, Quinnipiac, Allentown Elite Eight, Maine.
Same.
Okay, alrighty. And then what we got in the semifinals, you got Boston College against Minnesota, correct?
Frozen Four, Boston College, Minnesota. BC wins that one.
Alrighty.
I would have Boston. I'd have Boston College versus Western Michigan, and I have Western Michigan going through.
Woo! You're riding the Broncos for that one, boy.
What we got next, Justin?
Michigan State, Maine. I got Maine upending Michigan State.
All right, and the moment of truth, what we got next?
Finals, national championship. I've got Boston College and Maine. I'm rolling with the Bears. Let's go.
Yeah, hey, but what? All right, good deal. You got that's wow. We're gonna talk more about that pick in a second. All right, but good deal. I appreciate it. It was honestly a lot easier doing it with one person at a time, but I got yours. Now it should be a little more simpler to do it. So let me go ahead and roll on to Casey. So Casey, in the quarterfinals, let me see. You've got Boston College versus Denver. Who you got there?
Boston College. Boston College.
Okay, give me 1 second. All right, what about what's the next one? Next one you got Western Michigan versus UMass. Who you got?
Western Michigan.
All right, and then next you got Michigan State versus Boston U. Who you got?
Michigan State.
Good deal. All righty. And then fuck me. Whatever. Fuck me. Boston College, Western Michigan, Michigan State, and then in the last quarterfinal game. Sorry, give me one.
Maine, Quinnipiac is in that one. Who he's got.
Oh, okay, for sure. And then you got who do you got in that one? Maine, Quinnipiac.
Maine.
Right. And you had Maine in that one. My bad. It was easier to. I thought it'd be a little easier, but I'm good.
You're okay.
You're good.
For sure. I appreciate your guys' support.
Frozen Four, boy. Let's go.
All right, and then so who do you got in your Frozen Four?
I would have Western Michigan against Boston College, and then Maine versus Michigan State. And I have Western Michigan defeating Boston College, and Maine defeating Michigan State, which means I have a Western Michigan versus Maine title. And who do I have winning that title, boys?
Western Michigan.
Boya.
Give me the Black Bears.
All right. Well, damn. So you guys think there's going to be a fucking parade through the 2 McDonald's in the entire state? You guys win?
No, I mean, honestly, of all the picks that I've made for Maine specifically, the one game that I think that Maine could really realistically lose is probably the Boston College. Is the final.
The one that I'm worried a lot about is Friday, to be honest with you.
I mean,
once they get that first tournament win, then they'll the nerves. I mean, they lost in the first round last year. It doesn't mean shit. I mean, wasn't there a 1 seed that lost last year as well?
Yeah, there was. I think it was North Dakota.
Yeah. Ian, I just want to go back to a comment that you just said about the 2 McDonald's in Maine. But you're in Arkansas right now. We have more in Maine than you have in Arkansas.
Oh, go get the fuck out of here.
We absolutely
have the Razorbacks.
We have the Black Bears.
We have the Walmart headquarters. And Tyson chicken nuggets.
Walmart,
You ever eat Tyson chicken nuggets?
Walmart headquarters. Get the fuck out of here.
That ass.
Y'all have nothing. Nothing.
Nah, nothing.
All right. So
No.
all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and go.
You got Bill Clinton playing saxophone. That's about it.
All right. So I have Boston College versus Denver. I am going to roll with BC. It is not 2024. Do they still have that goalie?
They do.
All right. Still do they BC? What do they have, like 12 fucking prospects on that team? So I've also got Western Michigan versus Boston U. I've also got Western Michigan moving on. I then have, as I proceed down, Maine versus UConn. I've spent some time on this. I was looking at it earlier. I've spent some time on it. I think Maine moves on. I think they're gonna go hang out with Nelly or something in St. Louis. And then I feel like I fucking skipped a game.
Yeah, you missed the
Minnesota. Minnesota.
You said Minnesota UMass. You had who you have Western Michigan and
I'm fucking tripping.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, it was Michigan State playing Boston U, and I had Michigan State right.
Okay, I was like, wait a second.
Live TV, folks. Michigan State, and then I have Western Michigan over Minnesota. Yeah, right, Minnesota. And then Western Michigan. So in the Frozen Four, I've got
You got the same one as I do. You've got
Boston College, Michigan State, and Maine. Oh no. Wait, fuck. Let me go down. No, I'm in the wrong. I'm not looking at the bracket. I'm just looking at what I put into Google. Okay, right.
So you had Minnesota State over Minnesota?
I have Boston College. Hold on. I have Boston College, Michigan State, Maine, and Western Michigan all winning in the quarterfinals. Let me go back to the goddamn bracket. Hold on.
You're good. You're good. So you have Boston College against Western Michigan and then Michigan State against Maine.
I have Michigan State versus Maine. I'm going with Maine. And then I have Boston College versus Western Michigan. I'm going with Boston College. And this is the moment of truth. Maine versus BC. I got the Eagles.
It's not a bad pick. That's the one game, again, like Casey said, you get that first win, and the rest of the road to the Frozen Four is we've beaten UConn, we've beaten Quinnipiac. So I'm not worried about either one of those teams, really, because we've beaten them.
Mm-hmm.
It's Michigan State. We haven't seen Penn State, so that worries me.
We haven't seen Penn State, and Penn State has been hot as of late. But again, like you were saying before we came up on here, they just lost their top defense man, and he's done. He's not coming back, even if they did somehow come through. So and Penn State does not run with a 6-man defense crew. They run with a 5, and they're down 1.
Yeah.
So now they've got a 4-man D rotation. That's going to run legs dry.
Man, it's gonna be fun. Maine plays Friday. What time do they play Friday?
8:30 Eastern.
7:30. I'm gonna be at that fucking ball game.
No, you're not. You're gonna be watching the hockey game.
Dude, the stadium seemed packed. There's only 268 people in attendance. Hey, but no, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Casey being a champ. I thought it would just be easier to do the one bracket at a time. I was on a roll.
No,
so
we're good. We're good.
Totally.
No.
Yeah, man.
So there's another tournament that we need to talk about too, boys.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say it now. It's over.
Oh,
it's over. It's over. It's a wrap. You can put a bow on it.
Game over, man. Game over.
We should have did this, man.
It's Duke.
It's Duke's tournament to lose. It's Duke's tournament to lose.
They have 3 of the top 15 recruits, like draft picks. They have 3 of the top 15 people projected in the draft in their starting 5.
3 lottery picks in their starting 5.
They have the Malu, whatever, Cooper Flag, and then is it the white guy?
Yeah.
Knopel?
Knepel, there you go.
Knepel.
Is he that high up? Goddamn.
Do you guys?
Yeah. I think he's in the lower end of the 3, but yeah.
all the other tournament teams combined have one, like six, like one apiece at max.
I don't know, man. Duke, I have a hard time disagree with you guys. I mean, they've looked fucking unstoppable. Auburn Auburn had somewhat of a tough time with Creighton for a little while, but I mean, I don't know, man. I don't really see anybody beating Duke. Their defense is too good.
And
Their offense is too good. I could see a team like Houston that really plays good defense bothering them, but I at this point, I don't see Cooper Flag's getting better every game. I don't see Duke losing. But if Duke's not on their A game, there are some very good teams out there as well.
Well, when has Duke not really been on their A game except early this season?
so, who's Duke's next matchup, guys?
Arizona.
Arizona. No, I was going somewhere with this. Ian, you're
Good
absolutely.
God.
Who plays for Arizona right now?
Let me see. Arizona. They have. Hold on. I mean, they're a 4th seed. They've narrowly escaped versus Oregon. But let me see.
I'm going somewhere with this. Go down their roster. You'll get to the name. You'll understand where this is going.
Is it Brandon Roy's son or something like that?
No. No.
Hold on. All right, give me a second. It's pulling up. It's just all them X video. No, I'm just playing. I don't do that stuff on the computer. I saved that for my phone. All right, hold on. Hold on, I'm pulling that shit up. My bad.
Carter Bryant from Riverside?
I don't know. I give up. My shit's loading mad slow. Who plays for Arizona?
What?
Caleb Love.
Oh, duh. That played. Where are you going with this?
He played for UNC, and was on UNC during
When
Coach
they beat
K's
Duke.
last game when they beat.
Oh yeah,
Duke.
I won some money on that. Man. On the Final Four in New Orleans.
Okay.
They are going to be out for blood against Caleb Love. I know that Cooper Flag wasn't there when it happened, but I think Duke and even Cooper Flag himself are going to rally around that, and I think they're going to put the hammer down on Arizona. I'm thinking a 25-point victory.
John Shire, I think, was an assistant on the staff at the time as well. Now he's the head coach. I don't know. I got Duke winning big. I mean,
the last time Duke lost was at Clemson, and that was when? But back in, and that was a fluke game, really. It was back in early February. Prior to then, the last time they had lost was to Kansas, and that was like the 6th game of the year.
One big thing about Duke is they're gonna have the stars and they're well coached. Arizona just doesn't have the firepower. Caleb Love, man, shout out to Clarence. Don't know what happened. He just kind of disappeared, and we'll reconnect in a few years. But we used to always talk about Caleb Love, man, because he's just a gunslinger. I mean, he just gets the ball and just shoots it with no regard for human life. They're going to get fucking blasted by Duke. Duke's better coached. Duke has played better offense. They play better defense. They have better players. I got Duke in a route. One big game that I wanted to talk about, I think I was just kind of touching on a bit earlier, is BYU and Alabama. I don't know if you guys have seen Alabama. They run a lot. Like, they get the ball and just fucking go. Surprisingly enough, I've been pretty high on Alabama, but I got BYU in this one.
Robert Morris nearly stunned Alabama.
They were making some crazy ass shots too. Alabama doesn't do a good job of staying out of foul trouble. Grant Nelson came back, not 100% sure what he's gonna be like. BYU shoots a lot of threes. And they get a lot of assists, and Alabama is not really good with stopping ball movement, and BYU's I think Alabama has a better coach.
I agree with you, and I got BYU as well.
And Alabama does shoot more threes than anybody in the SEC. BYU's not really great at defending the three. It's going to be a track meet. I don't think
Alabama's a 5.5-point favorite.
Alabama has, they're a 5.5-point favorite right now. I have BYU money line. I don't think that.
Was it plus 190?
I'm checking that.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Plus 190. Plus 190.
Holy shit! How did you figure that out in your head? Were you looking at my thing from Facebook earlier, or did you just calculate that? God damn!
I just figured a 5-point lead. A 5.
Yeah, that was a lucky ass guess. That's exactly what I had him at.
Well, it's at plus 190. Yeah, that's the current line. That's funny.
like I said, BYU doesn't do a good job in defending the three, but they do a good job of not getting their shot blocked. Alabama's not going to
Yeah.
cause too much trouble defensively. BYU also has a dude that's going to go. I can't always think of his fucking name. I was doing a lot of research on it earlier. I think he's Rush. I think he might be Russian. I might be wrong. I was surprised if I am wrong. Then shoot me. But no, I got BYU winning. And then
BYU's got the size advantage too, don't they?
BYU does have a size advantage.
yeah, I mean they have a size advantage. But I mean both are really good at rebounding the ball. Top half of their league in rebound differential, but I don't think it's going to become a shootout. And I mean, BYU.
I say if
I
you're
think they're a
getting
better
into
shooting team than
a
Alabama. That's
shootout,
what I
who
was
shoots
thinking.
the better? Yeah, I say if you're getting in a shootout with a team who shoots a better percentage from the three, especially in a one and done scenario, it's going to favor the team that has the hot hand, and that's probably going to be BYU.
Mm-hmm.
And then BYU on top of that, they take the more threes than anybody in the Big 12. So I don't see a world where they're gonna miss too many of them. It might be one of those games where it's just whoever the ball goes in for is gonna win the game. Another matchup. I don't know if you guys saw the Maryland game the other night. They're gonna be playing Florida. Florida, first time they're number one seed since 2014 when they went to the Final Four. This was the one I was going back and forth on as well. I mean, because if you really just look across the board defensively, Maryland doesn't really. They pretty much beat Florida just by. You got Florida.
I got Florida, and the reason being is because
Mhm.
obviously Florida being a number one seed, they almost went down to UConn, but I feel like that was the game where Florida has found their legs.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? In a game in this type of tournament, right? This can be the game that propels you because you could make an argument they should have lost that game. There was a few key moments in there, especially getting to be middle to late in that second half where UConn looked like they were controlling the game, and Florida kicked it into another gear, and they showed why they were a number one seed. I got Florida in this one. I'm not going to say comfortably, but I'm going to say by 8-12.
Yeah, I mean they have Clayton Jr. Florida. I mean the only thing I see Florida with a substantial advantage is rebound differential. Other than that, I mean just about everything. Florida shoots threes well. I mean Maryland can defend the three. Maryland has the best of both teams. Best player on the court, Derek Queen. He hit a crazy shot. I don't know if you guys caught the end of the Colorado State game the other night. Speaking of college basketball, I just want to give a shout out to the Arkansas State Red Wolves. They got their fucking ass beat by like 69 points, bro. It was like 92 to 20. I don't forget the fucking final score was. I turned that shit on. It was like 66-point game. It was the third quarter. And I'm guessing UConn played the concession workers or some shit because they only outscored them by like 1 in the fourth. But oh my goodness! And on top of that, speaking of UConn, Juju, bro.
I know, I saw that.
And we got to probably play UConn in the Elite Eight. But
I watched the replay. The actual injury was not the actual injury was a non-contact injury. She was touched, but that didn't cause the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
but I watched the replay. I was like, it hurt to watch. I mean, her knee just went that way, and it wasn't
and
good.
Obviously, I'd love to see USC win the women's championship. It'd be great to see that. But my first thought immediately went to that sucks, man. Like she was, one of the best women's players and just tears her ACL. I mean, she was writhing in pain. And the game's like, she doesn't really show emotion. She's pretty stoic. So that's prayers for Juju, man. Hopefully she gets better. But what do you guys say that we talk about the stepfather of the year, Russell Wilson?
Quick question. One thing I want to quickly note on some news that dropped earlier today. St. Francis, PA, who was in the first four.
I saw that shit.
They decided to drop all of their programs to D3.
Hartford University did something similar a few years later. I think a lot of the reason can often be like financially motivated. Give me 1 second. But
damn. Bucks are done. Dame Lillard just was diagnosed with blood clots. He's out indefinitely. Bucks are done.
Yeah, 100% they're done. Yeah, Ian's right. A lot of that can be a financial decision because we don't know the ins and outs of it, of course, but it's not cheap to run a college program sports funding wise. If it's something that's consistently losing them money, they got to do what they have to do.
No, it makes sense. I feel bad for the players who were obviously competing at a D1 level.
Those hit
They
the
made it to the first four, and now you're never gonna see it again.
Yeah.
I'm not as concerned about the players as I used to be, considering half of them were probably going to hit the portal anyway. I was watching a game. It was like, this guy's on his 5th college in 6 years. What? Like, it's crazy. The portal, man, that's a whole other topic for another day. This shit's the wild, wild west, man.
Yeah, it is. Especially during March Madness. Why is the
Yeah,
portal even open? Why is it even open?
You hear about Scottie Pippen's son? Was it his son? I think. He
Yeah.
refused to. Is he leaving Michigan or something? Let me see.
Yeah, he's transferred out of Michigan.
And they're about to play in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Man, that shit.
It's like Ian said, stepfather of the year. Shout out to Russell Wilson, teaming up with Jameis Winston now for a potential quarterback battle in New York. Justin, you said it beautifully. They may be skipping out on the quarterbacks this year, which I can't say that I blame them.
But why? I mean, neither one of them are a long-term solution by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but it could be the flip side where they draft either Shador or Cam and have them sit behind Russell and Jameis for a year.
Yeah, you could do that. True, but I also is the quarterback class next year supposed to be pretty good?
Yeah,
let's check it out. 2026.
Because if that's the reason, that makes sense to punt on the quarterback for this year. But I mean, Cam Ward has solidified himself as the number one going to Tennessee. So he lit it up during his pro day. He absolutely lit it up.
This is. Oh, my bad. I know you're still talking. Go ahead. I was going to say that currently Arch Manning, Nico Iamaleava from Tennessee, and Drew Aller from Tennessee, the top 3 prospects of the 2000s.
Yeah, that's going to be next year's number. Who's going to tank for Arch? Yeah, I just. It's not that I. Okay, some of this is coming from a Patriots fan wanting a player to drop to 4, because that's where they are. Because you're going to have your choice of Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, depending if you have the choice of the two of them. If you miss out, if the 2 quarterbacks go first in the first 4, hello cat. The question then becomes who's left, because the Browns are still probably going to take a quarterback. The Titans are probably taking Cam Ward. So the question: do the Browns take Shador, or does Deion let Shador play for Cleveland? Mm-hmm. And then if that's the case, which of the 2 do the Giants take, Shador or Travis? I mean, Abdul or Travis? I wouldn't pass on either one of them, but selfishly, I want to have my choice of the 2.
Of course, that makes total sense. And speaking of your Patriots, Mr. Duncan,
Diggs!
Finally, they made a good move on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, the Mac Hollins signing was fine, but now picking up Stephon, looks like you guys legitimately may be making a run at a wild card at this point.
I can see the excitement in your face. Like, it's just lighting up.
My mind, when I saw it, was like, oh, finally, they did something.
Absolutely, they did.
This has a feel of like a poor man's version of the Randy Moss trade, in a sense, when they picked him up.
Come on.
A little bit, because with his baggage, with his baggage he's got from Buffalo and Minnesota, didn't have the baggage obviously in Houston. He just got hurt.
No, but Stephon Diggs.
It's not the same. That's why I said it's a poor man's version of it, but it has like shadows of that kind of thing.
No, I hear you. I mean, it's the biggest free agency signing on the offensive side of the ball that you guys have had in a long, long time. And it's like we were saying before the show. He's not this Diggs in Minnesota and Buffalo in terms of a receiver anymore. But even if he can get back to 85% of that, at worst, he's still a top 12 receiver in the league. He's a bona fide number one. That's what you've been missing for years. And now that
If
you
we
have
had that when Brady was still here, we'd have about 4 more rings.
No, but
Yes.
no, but anyways, the delusions are getting to you, Justin. The delusions are getting to you.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. No, but
no, this is great. You're right behind. You're not right behind Buffalo, but you catapulted past Miami for sure.
Yeah.
You're firmly
my question. Right, but my question is now hypothetically, if they get Travis Hunter too, Drake is going to have like anyone and everyone to throw to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Travis Hunter, Diggs, Hollins, Pop Douglas. I mean, I wouldn't want to play defense against that.
Here's what the beauty of it for New England, Justin. This is what should really enthusiastically just make your bells ring at this point. Is Pop can now go back to playing his true number 3 slot receiver position, because you have those two X's with Hollins and Steph, and now Pop can do what he does. He can run his in routes. He can run his little zigs. He can run his choice routes because he is the best.
Still have Hooper and Henry.
Yeah,
he still has the safety nets.
You guys have made a lot of signings. Now, of course, we got to pump the brakes on it for a second. Of course,
it's got to happen first before it even the draft is a month away.
No, of course, and not only just that, we have to see how Stephon is going to bounce back from this injury.
Very true. Very true. He was signed for 3 years, $69 million. So it's a $20 million a year deal. 27 of it's guaranteed. That's not bad.
No, absolutely not. It's tough when it's an quote unquote aging receiver coming off an ACL tear. I mean, it's one of those things that he is going to have to really rehab and really train to come back to be the Stephon Diggs that we know. And this is all saying, if that happens, I really like your guys' output this year. I could definitely see a wild card berth in New England's future if that happens.
Yeah, I think we push for a five seed if at right now on paper at best. Ceiling.
Yeah, no, agreed. Because I don't have you above Buffalo or Kansas City or Baltimore.
No, not yet.
No, but it's one of those things where it's just the beginning. You know what I mean? Right. Especially with the young career of Drake May. And again, this goes back to what I said to you a few months ago. Drake has to get better. Obviously, he had a great rookie season, but has to get better, has to keep progressing. And
this only can help him. This only can help him.
This will absolutely help.
And then you throw in the fact that Josh McDaniels is now his offensive coordinator, a legitimate offensive coordinator.
Kat, do you want to be on the show? Apparently you do, because you keep jumping in the middle of the screen. Yeah, I'll hold you.
No, then you tack on Josh McDaniels being the OC. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now they still have questions to fill at left tackle. There's still questions on that front.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that line needs a shaken up. And I like the Carlton Davis signing on defense too, especially when you pair him on the outside with Christian Gonzalez. But I don't think your defense is fully there yet either. But it's definitely, you're no longer in the rebuild mode.
No. This is now let's build to compete. We're not rebuilding to rebuild.
Yep, it's built to compete. 100% agree. And still who hasn't done anything?
Jerry Boys.
Roadhouse.
We fucking lost Cooper Rush.
Where did he end up going?
Baltimore.
Ugh. Jeez, dude.
Now, I mean, we signed Javonte Williams. We signed Miles Sanders.
You need to pick up Ashton Genty. Hope he drops that far.
That's the saving grace. That's the one saving grace. We
And
lost
I've heard
Brandon.
he's not dropping that far. I've heard he's probably not going to drop any lower than 7th.
I've seen a lot of different mock drafts where he's either.
Oh, they keep coming. They just keep coming and coming and coming. But
yeah, so who knows on that one? I mean, I have nothing that I'm looking forward to this season. I hope that we tank and I just pick up.
You want Arch? You want Arch? Okay.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Right? I mean, at this point, what else? We're not going anywhere with Dak. We're not going anywhere with this current roster. I think it's time that we accept what we are. And with everyone that we keep losing year in and year out, I mean, like I said, we just lost Brandon Cooks to the Saints. So now our receiver room is CD's great, obviously a top 3 receiver, but then it's Jalen Tolbert and Ryan Flounery.
Okay. You mentioned the Saints. Is there another team in the NFL who spends their money the worst besides Carolina than the Saints?
No.
I mean,
are you talking about the Michael Thomas thing?
Not even just that. I mean, you traded for we traded Devon Godshaw to him, and then they signed him for a 4-year, $70 million deal. He didn't work that.
No, he's not.
Not even close. Not even remotely close.
You're 100% right, Justin. Dallas needs to sign Ashton Genty. They need to refigure up that line. Obviously, Zach Martin retired, so that's just a hole in the right guard position. Dak needs to find a way to stay healthy for a year, and we need somebody in that receiver room outside of CeeDee Lamb. Like, we can't throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb every play.
You know, the crazy thing is right now the 2026 NFL mock draft has Arch Manning going to none other than his grandfather's former stomping grounds, the New Orleans Saints. That'd be pretty cool.
I could see that too. Absolutely.
I could see the Saints be a complete trash this year. Like, I mean, look at how they started last year, bro. We were all like, "Oh man, look at the Saints. It's 2009 all over again." And they went downhill fast.
Quickly too. It was a tragic fall for the Saints.
Man, but yeah,
no. What I was guys want to cover before we get to the question, because it's almost 9:00.
Yeah, it is almost 9:00. No, I just wanted to just kind of talk about the Russell Wilson thing and see how you felt about how you guys felt about that before we get into the question.
It doesn't move me. Like I still think
it's the Giants on laceration.
Exactly. I still think the Giants are the worst team in that division, despite everything that's happened to Dallas. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston are both, quote unquote, I hate using this term, but washed. I mean, they're not needle movers by any means. They still, outside of Malik Neighbors, don't have any threat on the offensive side of the ball. I can't see anything popping for New York this year.
One thing before we get into the question too, I know I just said that. What's for both of you guys been the most shocking, came out of nowhere move of the NFL offseason? Because I know at this point we have, I think, enough to go off of to where we can all make. Like, just came out of the blue. Not like Luka came out of the blue. I don't think that's matched, but really
Williams to New England, I would say for me. Maybe the Diggs signing too. That's a close second.
DK to Pittsburgh.
DK to Pittsburgh is a good one. The reason why I say the Milton to New England is because he was signing on the dotted line in Carolina, and then he went.
So hold on too. With Russell Wilson going to the Giants, it's pretty much confirmed. Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Steeler.
Yeah, he's not going to Minnesota because the other thing is they haven't. For JJ McCarthy has not been told that he is QB1. So we'll see.
Yeah, for me, McCarthy's going to be. He's going to be. It's Rodgers to the Steelers. It's going to happen. What's yours, Ian?
My bad. My one is Joey Bosa to the Bills. That's one that as soon as it came across my phone, I was like, well, because the Bills, we have never had any reason to really fear their pass rush. I mean, they've been decent. You know, they've been good in the secondary. They've been off and on. I mean, their pass rush. I mean, they're getting edge. They signed them 1 year to $12.61 million. And it says this is per Pro Football Focus. Per 2016 to 2021, only 3 edge defenders racked up more quarterback pressures than Bosa. So it's going to give them another element. It's really at this point, man. It's like how they used to say about the Bulls in basketball. Like you're really just gearing up your team to beat the Chiefs. Like it's really just another guy that you can use to put pressure on Mahomes. And let's not act like the Chiefs are going to be the favorite going into next year. So I
Of
like the
course
move that they made there. Um, Rico Dowdle going to Carolina. I like the signing, but that doesn't move the. I don't really see. I mean, they have Chuba Hubbard, so I don't really know what's going on there. But yeah, the Bosa thing for me. But who has got the question?
I've got it. So, of all the teams in the world that you hate the most, which would you play for if you had to play for one team that you hate the most?
Oh,
Damn, what kind of fucked up question is that? This is supposed to be a fun time. Not UCLA. I'll fucking say that shit right now. On my dead fucking body, I'll kill motherfucker. Fuck, dude. What the fuck?
Baltimore Ravens.
might be the Yankees.
Oh no, God no.
It would have to be the Yankees.
Ooh, fuck. I can't. Justin, goddamn, bro. What the fuck? Nah. I can't play for the Astros. God damn it. Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
That's a fair one.
I heard the
That
fans
works.
are nice. According to Sean.
I could never play for Philadelphia ever.
I couldn't
I
play
could
for
never
the
play
Yankees
for the
ever.
Niners.
I could play for the Yankees ever.
I could never play for the Niners and the Cardinals. I don't have strong enough negative feelings towards to really have even considered them. Like they're just the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They might beat us, they might not. And if we do beat them, we're probably gonna beat the fucking piss out of them. So.
Like I couldn't do it. I mean, either Philadelphia team, Eagles, Sixers, no fucking way. I just hate everything about Philadelphia sports. Like fuck Philly.
I couldn't do the Lakers. You'd never catch me in purple and gold.
You couldn't play for the Lakers, Casey?
Nope.
That was Justin.
No, but no, I was asking you, could you play for the Lakers?
Yeah,
Who you couldn't play for like the Sixers though?
correct.
Or the Knicks.
Trust me, I know the Lakers are the Celtics' biggest rival, but I hate the Sixers more than I hate the Lakers by a long stretch.
I mean, because
Like,
in
Because of
reality,
Philly?
Yes. I can't explain what it is about Philly sports, but I fucking hate them.
no,
Like, I don't even care about the NHL, and I can't stand the fucking Flyers.
that has the Broad Street Bullies. No one
Like,
lies.
I don't know if it's my hate for the Eagles that just makes me hate all things Philadelphia,
It diffuses into Philly everything.
but I fucking hate them.
No one likes us. No one likes. Yeah, I know that shit was pissing Casey the fuck off the weekend. He's like, stop sticking that. What the fuck are you, 12? But nah, that was Justin went to a dark fucking place with that one. We appreciate it, Justin.
Yep.
Hopefully we see Sean on here next time, man. I want to really talk some Michigan State with him. I know he's probably in there fucking losing his shit, but all it takes is March Madness. One game.
Yes.
RJ Lewis shot what's fucking 2. I know we're about to get 2 for 17. Like so you just don't know when your best guy's gonna have a bad game. But even if Cooper Flag has a bad game, Duke's rolling to the final.
Yep.
Final four.
No question.
Absolutely.
But from
and one more thing before we go, Domantas Sabonis, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ejected from NBA basketball. You should never be able to play another game again.
What did Domantas Sabonis do?
He landed in Tatum's landing zone and sprained his ankle.
What was this tonight?
Last night.
Oh shit! Oh, one more thing before we wow, we could have spent a while to talk about that. We'll get to it next show. What's the sporting event you're looking forward to this weekend?
Maine, Penn State.
I don't even want to fuck ass. USC women versus Kansas State.
But it's been a great show, boys. Justin, if they're going to Canada, what they need to do?
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Everybody except Chris. Keep your pants on.
Fuck Philly.